Let me take this across to Rahul Srivastava. Rahul, in a way, do you think that the opposition strategy here in the last 1 hour was simply wrong? It backfired in a sense because they didn't allow the Agriculture Minister to complete his reply. All of the protesting, the chaos, the sloganeering, all of it didn't yield any result because the House resumed, the business happened, the voice votes happened, and the bills have been passed now.
Akshata, I've covered Parliament for 2.5 decades, and I know that when scenes like this happen, there is a mutual understanding that this is how eventually it will happen. Everybody contributes to it. It is all pre-planned. The government was wrong. There are multiple wrongs which have happened. The government was not really right in actually going ahead, pushing for an extension of the proceedings today beyond 1 o'clock deadline. For that, it has to be a consensus. That's what exactly Ghulam Nabi Azad, the old veteran politician, said, that there has to be consensus. It's not based on brute numbers. And that is where lies the first wrong, that why push it? The second was members of parliament of the opposition coming into the well of the House. Then the third one is Derek O'Brien rushing. And then the fourth one is that with a voice vote of this caliber and speed and tenacity, which is that the bills have been cleared. 2 bills cleared in 10 minutes. That's a record. I think sometime when Meera Kumar was the speaker, I recall that within an hour, 6 bills were passed. But I think this is definitely not done because crores of farmers and their future depends on a bill, and Parliament is about consensus, debate and discussion. It is not about disruption and dislodging. And that's exactly what has happened. I think the government had the numbers. The opposition realized it. The government did not want to test its numbers because it had to get support of people who might be politically, it might be a sensitive case. So eventually grounds were created. The opposition fell into the trap. It disrupted. Through a voice vote, the bills have been passed. And I think it's a very suitable arrangement for both the government and the opposition.
Do you think, Rahul, that if there was no ruckus and things went as planned, that, you completed the reply by the Agriculture Minister and then there was a proper vote, if it came down to the numbers, there was actually a challenge for the government, that this actually worked out in their favor to have a hurried voice vote?
See, I don't think for the government there was a major challenge. See, I will explain what happens. That there is a government which was pushing the bill. It had a certain amount of numbers, though not totally halfway mark. The opposition had the numbers, again not totally halfway mark. Then there were these mid-rung, third group players, YSRCP and several others. These numbers are critical. Some of the government definitely had the support if the push came to shove in form of a vote. But see what has happened due to the disruption. Today, nobody knows which way has YSRCP gone, which way has BJD gone, what has TRS done, what the others have done. It is only that the bill was pushed by the government, opposition disrupted, the bill has been passed. Now, interestingly, there is another game which goes on in Parliament on such contentious issues. The Congress was leading the charge against the bill. Within the opposition also, there is a bit of a political interplay. But after this bill has been passed, what do you recall? Do you recall the Congress opposition or the strong, vehement protest lodged by TMC's Derek O'Brien? You will remember Derek O'Brien.
Yes.
And that's what the game is eventually. It is perhaps to upstage and show that we were leading the protest against the bill. And that's what TMC has done today. Eventually, it's all about politics, not really about the interests of the farmers.
Before I take this across to Anand, just one more quick question to you, Rahul. Am I right in assuming that this is not going to stop here? This is perhaps going to continue for a day or two because there could be action taken against the likes of Derek O'Brien for what panned out and what played out in the Rajya Sabha?
I think it will. I think if there is a push from the government side that Derek O'Brien acted in a manner that it is unbecoming of a member of parliament and it violates the rules which have been created in the recent years, that anybody who enters the well or leaves the seat actually, if I may re-emphasize, leaves the allotted seat without the permission of the chair and is found loitering or in the well of the House, he can be named in the bulletin of the day and can be suspended for the rest of the session. Derek O'Brien, Dola Sen, several other members of the Rajya Sabha from the opposition ranks are today guilty of that. Now one will have to wait what the chair really decides, because eventually the sanctity of the House has to be run by the guardian, that is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. M. Venkaiah Naidu. But definitely violations have been there.
I just want to play out that sequence. You know, we've pulled out several MPs there seen. You see Sanjay Singh standing there and clapping his hands in front of the deputy chair. Then you have Tiruchi Siva of the DMK coming and throwing pieces of paper. And then you have Derek O'Brien there coming and tearing apart the book of rules and then throwing it. This is at the speaker's podium. These MPs can be seen, and besides them there are several others who stormed the well of the House, who were protesting, who were hooting, garrowing and doing all of that in their bid to stop the voting from happening. Anand Patel is joining us with more details on this. Anand, what we witnessed in the last 1 hour in the Rajya Sabha by the opposition was clearly all norms being violated, all rules being completely ignored. And yet the farm bills have been passed by a voice vote that was hurried, that was completed in a matter of minutes.
Yes, absolutely, Akshita. Now, you were talking about Tiruchi Siva of the DMK. You know, he was one MP whose name was mooted by the Congress party earlier as a candidate for the deputy chairman post before finally they agreed upon RJD's Manoj Jha. So clearly, you know, this is the house of the elders. You know, such scenes are expected in the lower house in Lok Sabha, which, you know, surprisingly passed the bill with voice vote without much disruption. That because the government has brute majority. But here the opposition took advantage of the, you know, almost 50-50 position between the government and the opposition in terms of the strength in the House. And that is the reason why the opposition managed to cause so much disruption and delay the passage of the two bills, the agri-contract bill and the markets bill. Both these bills have been passed within a span of 10 minutes. We saw how the speaker was trying to rush through all the amendments, particularly the three resolutions which were brought in by CPIM's KK Ragesh, DMK's Tiruchi Siva and TMC's Derek O'Brien. All three resolutions demanded that the bill be sent to the select committee where it should be more, you know, discussed and then brought in to the parliament. But that did not work out, and all three resolutions were negated by a voice vote, and then all the other amendments were rushed through by the deputy chairman, and we saw that the deputy chairman declared that both the bills have been passed. This despite the fact there are thousands and thousands of farmers who are protesting in large number on the ground in Punjab and Haryana and other North Indian states. Complete disregard to those protests and the opposition protests. The government muzzled through both the bills.
It's clearly, as you said, you know, this is an insult to the farmers who are protesting by both the government and the opposition.